to the ACBC channel today for the preview for the around 8 footy tip, and thank you for coping with the pre-recorded me for the past while. I made sure I lined up those videos because I've been working frequently and wanted to make sure that it's all the best. Yes, I'm ready to go. So let's go through last week's results. I didn't go through because I've been away. So, a very surprise smashing here. Western Bulldogs got smacked the crap out of by Sydney. I think the Swans are looking very much have cemented themselves as one of the premiership favourites. Then Friday's annual Anzac Eve game, it was a walloping by the Demons. No, not as bad as it would have thought to be in the by 54. Then on the Anzac Day games, well, yeah, most of them were quite ordinary. This was the Hawks Gold Coast game was closer out before the Hawks ran away with it at the end. Then the traditional Anzac Day game, it was Essendon were competitive for most of this, but then they they shat the bed against the Pies. Pies won the Anzac. Good work, Scott Pendlebury, for getting another Anzac Day medal. Then the upset of the round, Port Adelaide, this pretty much in a mental sense destroyed the Cats. 30 points, 40-point wins at the Adelaide Oval. Then another closey, but a goodie. 3 of us, Carl, I didn't watch most of this game, but I was shitting the bed. It's in the bed when I found out that Carlton was making their charge back. I do apologise. There's not a bit of stuff happening. I was shitting the bed when I realised when it was getting close before I went to sleep. Then woke up to a very resounding win. Then my tipping has been proven to be another stupid point. I was tipped the Eagles to win, yeah. They've gone backwards. Another smashing at the hands of St Kilda. St Kilda probably exhausted Demons. I'm pretty sure on the coverage when I got back home from work, I saw Cardi. I'm pretty sure I saw him on the Fox coverage. He looked very pleased. Then this game, another shit game, 52-point walloping by the Brisbane Lions. And then a very good game to finish the round at Manuka Oval in Canberra. This should have deserved a better slot than it did get. North Melbourne play. This was close. Giants winning by 7 points. I think what cost them in the end was that ARC decision, where AFL have admitted that was a wrong decision. And, in fact, the ARC had quite a few issues this weekend. Anyway, let's move on. But before we move on to the games for this weekend, I would like to say I am pushing. I would like to make a comment on the Elijah Holland situation. I wasn't able to do that on the channel due to the fact I've been working and I had other stuff going on. It was school holidays when the Carlton Collingwood happened. And I would like to say it was pretty awful what happened to Elijah. I like to make a note that whilst I was watching the Cardi stream the other day with the Hawks and Cats during the first pre-season match of the year, I seriously thought about committing suicide because I had a very rough week that week. One of my teachers passed. I think I'm allowed to make comments. One of the teachers passed away at the school during that same time period when I was watching that stream with Cardi. I was mentally pretty much fucked at that point. Luckily, I pretty understand what Elijah's going through. I'm pretty sure you can do it. This is my message to Elijah. I think you can get through this. I really wish you get better soon. I I want people to make sure they know the pain that is mental health battles, and Elijah's gone through fairly frequently. Anyway, moving on. Let's head to round 8. Actually, we hit the MCG with the Hawks and the Pies on the Thursday night footy. Well, Collingwood showed why they're top 4, they're contenders. They smacked the crap out of, absolutely smashed the crap out of Essendon, to be honest with you, and it was quite awful to watch. As a neutral, I hate the Pies, but Hawks. Well, Collingwood should be shitting the bed here because Hawthorn have been playing very well against top 8 sides. Example, they play, but the most recent game should not be taken into account, mainly due to it was played in Tasmania. We don't know what their form is at the G yet because they haven't played. Therefore, they haven't played there since the game against the Swans. But take that. But it's first enough. We know that there's going to be one change for the Pies. The Anzac Millers is going to be out. I think this is going to work against them. I think the Hawks are going to be favourites to win this game, simply because they've been more consistent this year. I think the Hawks will win by 15 points, and the big call is Jack Gunston kicks free. Now we head to a Friday doubleheader, a very pointless one, considering there's nothing of note happening across on the Sunday. But I'm happy because it gives my team a spotlight. It's the Western Bulldogs taking on the Fremantle Dockers for the Channel 7 match at Marvel Stadium. Well, I've been wrong about the Bulldogs since Gather Round. They've been absolutely deplorable against Sydney. They were quite simply embarrassed. They got absolutely smashed. They seem to be missing Tim English quite crucial to their setup, and to be honest, I think this is going to be an ugly. They've lost their past game. They've been smashed every time they've been played since they lost English. Prior to they've combined scored 40, 115. You know. 51. About 151 points, and to be honest, it's going to be ugly. Right. And I think the Freo should be going into this pretty much favourites. I reckon Docs will win by 40 points. Big call is Joe Amos keeps his hot run going and kicks another bag of 4. Now we head to the showdown. At the Friday night showdown, they deserve a better slot. They did play a Thursday night showdown, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it didn't get good ratings to Channel 7, so hence and they deserve a better slot. Port have been playing, pulled off a surprise upset on last week against our Premiership favourite Cats side. They really should do better. The Cats, mind you. But anyway, Crows. They've been pretty weird this year. They've been smacked by the Brisbane Lions, which was entirely unexpected. Winning by a point against the Saints. Winning by 28 against the Carlton and losing to genuine contenders like Fremantle and the Lions. It's been a pretty weird season, and the only game and the other team have been the Pies, which they suck. I like them, but I think because it's a Crows home derby, I think Crows will go in with a favouritism here. It's a home derby for the Crows. This should be a good game, by rights. I reckon the Crows will win by 5 points, and my prediction for the showdown medalist is Jordan Dawson. He's been playing fantastic footy. It's been he deserved a better slot than a shitty a shitty Friday night game, which has been overshadowed by Gaming Vic. Not even playing, it's Fremantle. Now head to the today games, and yeah, we got start with an absolute horror show to start. We've got Essendon and Brisbane at Marvel Stadium. This should be at the MCG, mind you. Brisbane have been excellent. They smacked another contender in the Crows. I do apologise about the noise. It's people. This is an expected unexpiring match. It should be. It's going to be ugly either way for the Essendon, who looks like they've gone backwards against Collingwood. They got absolutely walloped by the Pies. This is not a 100-point loss, mind you. Anyway, that's anything, and I think, quite simply, Brisbane, if they're contender, they should smack the shit out of Essendon. I reckon Brisbane will win it by 40 plus, by 49 points, and the big call is that Harris Andrews gets 5 plus intercept marks. Now let's head to the birthday. We had to the first of the only birthday match for the year. And it's the West Coast Eagles versus the Richmond Tigers at Optus Stadium on an ordinary slot. Yeah, this is going to be an ugly game, regardless of what happens here. West Coast have gone backwards. I tipped them against Aquila, thinking, Aquila is probably mentally scarred. And, yeah, it backfired massively. 101 point smashing is not good enough, and they've lost. To be honest with you, they did have a hard couple of few games. They played Geelong, they played Sydney at a time where Sydney was red hot, coming off a bye. They played a very good Geelong side, and then they got a lesson taught a lesson by the Docker country in the derby. Then they got smacked the shit out of again against St Kilda. So they just had a very poor start of the season. Richmond are probably going to be the West Coast of this year. They're probably going to only win one game. It's pretty awful. For what's going, I think this is a Richmond very winnable game here, but West Coast, if they can prove that, they should arrest this form slump. They should. They should get the job done. It's West Coast. It's Richmond. They've been awful. West Coast by 5 points. It should be a goodie. Be cool it is. Both teams won't kick straight. And probably a record amount of points scored. There you go. And then we head to the other game. There's a big overlap here between it's a 2:35 start in the West. Yeah, they've made sure that there's a big Saturday game. And we head to a potential finals match, which was not expected a few weeks ago. It's the Geelong Cats versus North Melbourne. Yeah, North have been excellent this year. They've actually done pretty well this year. They've beaten sides. They came close to beating GWS just. They came close to beating Brisbane. They've beaten West. The only aberration is against the West Coast Eagles. And it's been a pretty ordinary start for Geelong. They came off a shock loss to Port, and I think they should rebound. It's Geelong. It's their home ground in Geelong. They probably should get the job done. But North Melbourne have been very commendable, so this will give the Cats run for money. And at this point, North Melbourne are currently ahead of the Cats on the ladder, and this is a surprise. North, I think I'm going to tip the outsider here. North Melbourne should get the job done. And they probably can get the job done at Geelong. They just need to believe in themselves. I think North will get done. I think they'll win by 20 odd points. Should be 20 points. And the big call is Jack Darling kicks free. Then we head to the Saturday Night Fever match. And it's the TDK and Savani Co match. It's St Kilda and it's Carlton taking on St Kilda Saints at the Morrill Stadium in Melbourne. Well, Carlton have been very commendable in that loss against the Fremantle Dockers. Pardon me. And I'm pretty sure, or they could have won that if they had an extra quarter to play with. And I'll shit him in bed, literally. St Kilda, well, they have bounced back. They have bounced back, and it's flipping. St Kilda have played awesome. They bounced back against a very poor West Coast side, and they've got the confidence booster. Now they need to get into a bit more and get back into the swing of things. And Carlton should present another good matchup for St Kilda, good test to see where they're at, and the chance to jump into the wild card. I reckon the Saints can do this. To be honest with you, Carlton have been shit, and I'm pretty sure they can do it. I go and tip St Kilda by 15 points, and my big call is TDK registers for 30 kick attempts. Now, we've got 2 games on Sunday because of the stupid Friday double header crap. It's the Sydney Swans taking on the Melbourne Demons at the SCG. This should be good. Melbourne have been playing exciting brand footy. They're coming off a very good win over the Tigers. And Sydney have been playing some exciting footy, to be honest with you. I'm hoping they get it should be a good match. It should be better than the later game. However, it's a Channel 7 game, so I'm pretty sure it should be a better contest. It actually should be better. I think Sydney should do it. It's the SCG on. I think they can do it. I think Sydney win by 5 points in a classic. A big call is Justin McInerney keeps up his good fun, scores 13 plus disposals. Now let's head to the Sunday night match, the first one for the year, and it's a shit game. It's Gold Coast taking on GWS. Well, Suns are coming off a very bad loss to Hawthorn. However, that should not be taken into account because it's bloody Tasmania. Yeah, and they should get the job done over the Giants. Giants have been quite poor. Kingers will probably be very angry at the boys, and they should get better. I'm going to. I think the Suns can do it. I reckon the Suns will win another expansion cup. Win them by 15 points. Big call is that Track kicks 2 goals and has 30 plus disposals. Anyway, that's my tips for the round. I hope you enjoyed the vid. I will see you for my next one and it's going to be a big week for my footy club. We've got prime time games. And also, just so you know, I'll be a potential to stream some games later on the season. I'll reveal why in my next video. Really depends on what's happening. I hope you enjoyed it. I shall see you in my next video.